In this video, we're going to go through it's going to be a run through on making the marble ramp to launch the marble for our 10-pin bowling alley. So you can see this is the one I've already made on the screen here. So we're going to basically step through the process on how to make this one, or if you want to design yours something a little bit different, you can obviously do that yourself as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to wind back through the timeline here, back to the start. And obviously the first thing you do when you get the blank page is we're going to be starting a sketch. So you're going to get your sketch tool, so create a sketch there, and then you're going to pick a plane. So I've got a sketch that I've already done here, so I'm just going to jump forward one thing, and then I'm going to go edit sketch, so I'll show you what I've done. So we've done this sketch on the XY plane, which is like the top view, and our dimensions for the base of this is that we're doing this 20 millimeters by 45. So once you can use the rectangle tool to do that, draw that out in those dimensions. If you forget to add the dimensions, you can use the dimension tool there to add those, or and you just basically click on that. And if you can't see the icon there, go to where it says create, scroll down to the bottom, and you've got sketch dimension there, or you can press the letter D on your keyboard. If you select that and then you click on one of the lines and drag up and then click again to release it, it'll give you the chance to put the dimension in there. And because I've already got one there, it's basically giving me that error. So once you've got your two dimensions and it's 20 by 45, click Finish Sketch. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do an extrusion. So we go back into that solid space, we go to the Extrude tool there. And if I move this around, you can see that all I've done is create an extrusion 15 millimeters high. So it's just dragging that profile 15 millimeters high and creates a new body. Click OK, it'll give you this sort of a box. The next step I did was to create the ramp part of it. So if I go to edit sketch, what I did was I clicked on, I'll go back a sec, I went to create new sketch and I clicked on this face of the prism there. Once I clicked on that face, I then drew a triangle. So it was 15 millimeters in from the top, down to the corner, up and across, and made a triangle like that. And we're going to cut this section here away in a second, but so you're just drawing that profile there. So you go finish sketch again. If we go the next step along, you should see then after we've cut that off. So again, the extrusion is just a extrusion. So click on the extrude tool, select that profile, the triangular profile, and make sure you change the operation to cut, and then drag it across through the shape. And that in the direction of the arrow there, you can see that's there. So you're going to drag that across through there like that. So once you've got that, our next step was to then create a secondary sketch on that top face, and this is a circle. I made this for the marble to sit in. You can see that it is 10 millimeters from one edge, which basically puts it into the center, and 7.5 millimeters in from that edge there, and the diameter of the circle is 5 millimeters. Draw your circle, and then we're going to extrude that circle. So again, you're going to go edit feature, grab the circle, and we do that as a cut. So make sure that it's going down into your shape, or you can change it to -1 millimeter, and that'll drag it down into that shape for you. Click OK, so that should give you a little indent like that. Next part along that we're going to do is I created a sketch on that top face there. So if we go edit sketch, so I've just basically grabbed two lines, or a rectangle. You can use a rectangle there. Make sure it's centered across your circle and to the sides of the circle, and it goes all the way right through past the end point like that. Click on finish sketch, and what we're going to do, if I click on the next one, it basically did that little cutout for me. So I don't think I did it quite right, but that's okay. So if we go to that and go edit feature, you can see that I did it as a cut, the same depth as the hole, 1 millimeter. And we did that like that. And then what I did was, after we did that little bit, going forward one step, we've got another sketch here, is I did a sketch on that front face. So on the slopey part, same width as that rectangle that we just drew, making sure that goes all the way down to the end. So one big rectangle like that, and go finish sketch. And then again, you guessed it, we're going to extrude that shape in there. So if I spin this around so I can get the shadow, sort of shadow on it, you'll be able to see it. And we do that as -1 as well. So now we've got this sort of ramp coming off. The last bit, we're almost there to finish this off, is just to sort of soften up these edges a little bit more. And so what we did is we applied a fillet. So if I click on this shape here, go edit feature, you can see that I've clicked 3 edges, and there would have been 3 edges as that running across this space here. And then I've done you can just grab that little arrow, play around with that until you get the sort of shape that you want. I settled on 27.5 millimeters, but you can do that to whatever you like. So if I just jump back, so you can see that there's the edge there. That would have been edge number 1, edge number 2, edge number 3 to get those measurements. And then the last one is I put a fillet in this groove around through here. If I right click and go edit feature, you can see I've selected that inside edge. So there's actually 7 of those. So it would have been 1, it would have been 2, and a few around here, and again on the other side. I've done those as a 1.5 millimeter profile, and that will give you just a nice little rounded edge to your shape. If you go look at the end on there, you can sort of see that profile going across like that. Just gives you a nice little soft view, and essentially that's it. That's your shape. So if you wanted to manipulate that a little bit, you certainly can. If you want to stick to those dimensions and stuff, then you can run with that as well. So follow along and see how you get on. All right, thanks for watching.